Are you a big fan of Billie Eilish? If you are, you've probably heard her speak about her experience with her dreams, in particular with sleep paralysis and difficult dreams and nightmares. As a dream worker and someone who's really interested in dreams and someone who's a huge fan of Billie Eilish, I've been looking at all of these conversations that she's had and comments that she's made about her dreams, and I just thought it would be a really great opportunity to talk about what these dreams might mean, and especially if you relate to the kinds of dreams that Billie Eilish has been having, how you could maybe understand them and maybe even see them in a new light. So my name is Kezia Vida. Welcome back to my channel. This is Dream Work for the People. My channel is all about dreams and how you can utilize them in your life to help you be more empowered, more understanding of yourself, and really guide you on a path of really, becoming who you really want to be in your life. So, Billie Eilish, one of her most popular albums, of course, is When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? And in numerous interviews, she spoke about how her dreams actually inspired a number of her songs and, sort of unfortunately have been very, very difficult for her through her life. And that's because one of the experiences that she has both is nightmares and sleep paralysis. And something she said numerous times in her interviews is that she actually feels that the dreams she has, the nightmares she has, end up coming true. So basically that she has prophetic dreams. So first of all, I want to talk about sleep paralysis, and I want to make a longer video about sleep paralysis later on, but just for anyone who might be experiencing sleep paralysis, might be having it on a regular basis, I just want to let you know, first and foremost, it is something that can change. You are not doomed to have sleep paralysis for the rest of your life. There are therapeutic treatments, there's a number of them, and I will link them in the comments below, that can help people with sleep paralysis. And I have personally worked with a number of people who suffered from sleep paralysis and experiencing them being able to come through those dream experiences into something new with their dreams. So it is something that you can get over. You're not doomed to the experience of having it over and over. So I want to talk about now this idea of the prophetic dream. So again, something Billie has talked about a few times in her interviews is that she has felt that her dreams come true. And in fact, other people in her life have also observed that her dreams come true. And this in and of itself has created a lot of difficulty and problems for her and issues that have come up because of the nature of her having certain dreams, especially, of course, disturbing dreams, and then experiencing them coming true. So I've had a lot of people reach out to me in the time that I've been a dream worker and tell me the same thing, that they are either afraid of or they feel that their dreams have been coming true and that is disturbing them for one reason or another. And of course, if you are a dreamer and you have a feeling about what your dreams are like, or you feel like your dreams are coming true, you are 100% empowered by me, or not empowered by me, empowered by yourself, empowered by the dreams themselves, to believe whatever it is you want to believe about your dreams, okay? We are, as the dreamers, the ones who get to decide what we want to believe about our dreams. Now, of course, most people who have dreams believe that they don't mean anything and they have no significance at all. And if they have a bad dream or something bad happens in a dream, they just completely dismiss it and they don't even give it a second thought. But these other people are people that might be like you, who have prophetic dreams or feel like their dreams or their dream content is going to reflect something that's going to happen to them in the future. And again, if that's the way you feel, that's the experience you've been having, that's totally fine. And of course, if that's the way Billie Eilish feels about her dreams, I totally understand that. But I do want to offer another way of understanding this phenomenon that I think could potentially be helpful if that has been disturbing to you. And even with all humility to the queen, Billie Eilish herself, and if this is something that she's still experiencing in her life, because of course, some of these interviews were from a few years ago. But basically, when we have a dream that's disturbing, when we have a nightmare, when we have a dream about something that scares us, in some sense, that dream can become a lens through which we see the world. And the way I think about it is, someone as powerful and such a creative, dynamic force as Billie Eilish, if she walks around in her life looking around thinking about a certain type of experience that she had in her dream, she's in her waking life thinking something like that might happen, right? she's going to be this magnetic attractor, basically, of her fear. And we all have seen this play out in different ways, right? Where we have a thought, we have a fear, we have something that we are afraid of happening. And the more we think about it, the more we anticipate it, the more we try to prevent it from happening around us, the more we attract it to us. And so, you know, when she says, I have these dreams and they come true, in some sense, it's taking away the empowerment of our own minds, because it's like saying, oh, I go to sleep and this force from on high gives me a certain type of dream experience that's filled with fear. And then when I wake up, I just walk around trying to live my life like normal. And all of a sudden, the thing I fear comes right into my face. And so instead of thinking that these fears that come to us in our dreams are coming to warn us of what is going to happen, instead of thinking that it's coming from outside of us to inform us of what will happen in the future, another way that you can think about is the dream is actually giving us a window to what our fears are already occurring inside of us. Okay, so instead of it coming from outside of us, it's giving us a moment of time to reflect on the fear that lives inside of us. And instead of thinking this as a thing that just perpetuates the fear more, right, by waking up and validating it like, oh, I had this fear, my dream gave me this window into this fear, and that means it will happen, right? That's when we really put our faith fully in the fear that has been reflected to us. I had this dream, I had this fear, I know it will happen. So we're walking around with that intention basically inside of our minds to will that. And again, as someone as powerful as Billie Eilish, and guess what? We're all powerful. We're all human beings. You know, humans are incredibly powerful, and the power of our imagination is huge. You know, it has a huge effect on our experience and the experience that other people have around us. So again, if we're having that fear and we wake up and we're looking at it and we're saying, oh, this will happen, we're validating that fear. And the dream could offer us a different kind of invitation. Instead of validating it, what if it just bringing it into our awareness? Hey, this fear is here. This fear is in our subconscious. This fear is in our unconscious mind. And now that we're aware of it, how can we transmute it? How can we allow it to be present in a way that instead of running from it or validating it, we can see it for what it is? It's a fear of something that could happen, and it very well could be a product of the way that you are chasing or following your desire in the world. Because the more you follow your desire, the more you put yourself out there, like Billie Eilish, like a pop star, like someone who's really daring and courageous and doing all of these things to like make herself so vulnerable in the world. It's like, of course she's susceptible to fear, you know? But the more that we can get comfortable, okay, this fear is arising because I'm making myself vulnerable, because I'm following my desire. Can I be present with it in a way that doesn't validate it and doesn't invalidate it, right? Doesn't try to push it away, but just allows it to be there. Okay, this is a fear that my mind has, and I can show courage towards that fear. I can allow that fear to be present and still walk my way in the world with some trust that, hey, even if that fear comes to pass, I will deal with it when the time comes. I do not need to pre-fear my fears, okay? I can allow things that are scary and dangerous to occur with my open heart and trust that when they occur or wherever they happen, I can meet them with courage. I can meet them with love. So that is just another way of potentially thinking about if you feel like you're having prophetic dreams. This can come in a lot of forms. Maybe you have a dream that someone's going to cheat on you, or you have a dream that you're going to lose your job, or da 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 da. And again, there could be truth in these things. There could be something going on in your relationship that's bringing up an insecurity that has a reality to it, right? There could be something going on in your career where a change might be occurring. But when the dream brings you in contact with the fear part of it, it's just trying to let you know this is what you're fearing. This is what you in your mind are thinking, a kind of worst case scenario of the risk that you're taking. And you can take that into account and bring it into your awareness without feeding into it, right? By validating it and saying, oh, because I have this fear, this is exactly the way it's going to go, and this is the way I'm going to feel about it. Instead, you can say, okay, this is what my mind is saying is my worst case scenario. This is the fear that I'm carrying to some degree or another. And just because I have that fear doesn't mean I need to walk with extra protection or some kind of defensive mode. I can acknowledge, okay, I have this fear, and yet I'm going to stay going forward and moving with courage and moving with my open heart. But in some ways, it's very important, and it can be really enlightening to acknowledge what our fears are. Because the other side of this, instead of saying, I have prophetic dreams and my bad fears always come true, so I have to do everything I can to avoid, that's one way. The other thing people do is say, I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not scared. This is all a lie. I don't have any fear. Well, that doesn't work either, because then we can really end up getting blindsided by something, difficult or challenging, or we can end up not even recognizing the ways that we're avoiding things because we don't even really know what it is we're afraid of. And that can also mean that we're very cut off from what our desires are. So again, the more connected we are to desire, the more we're being vulnerable and out in the world, like Billie Eilish, the more likely it is that we're going to come in contact with our fear. And when we come in contact with our fear, we have a choice. We can either validate it, or we can say to ourselves, hey, this is what my fear is, but I'm going to walk with courage. I'm going to keep my heart open. So I hope this was helpful for you. If you have what you consider prophetic dreams, or you have dreams where you're really afraid that what you're dreaming about will come true, if you liked it, please hit the subscribe button. I have dream videos coming out all the time, and I just want to say how much I love you, Billie Eilish. You are such an amazing inspiration to me and a beautiful artist, and I hope that your dreams are getting even better now. Okay,